Hello, we're talking about the balance scale, and let's look into it because, as a hypothesis, it tells us everything that's going to happen to us and the universe, which is considerable. We have a graph. It tells us, and let us recall, we have decided that matter is an element that is quantity, mass, divisible. And that is part of the equation. We know quite a little about that, what matter is, and we live in the midst of it, and have to adjust to its situations that we find ourselves enmeshed in. Then there is thought, less identifiable because it is not a major part of this universe yet. It will be. It is, we know it from our inside, our quality, our inspiration, our extendability. It's a wonderful thing that thought is, but very hard to grasp or identify. It means more than thinking or ideas. It's life, the life impulse. So we have this graph. Now, to mention a few things that we just philosophically assume is that matter is really a derivative from the realm. Think of heaven, Elysium, whichever you will find more comfortable. I like the word realm because it's where we're aiming at. Now, these bionds, that's a big subject we'll go into, that came from the realm, but were by a force or a principle that is yet to be found out, but it's vital. This principle created the substance we call matter, and matter's form covers a lot that I discussed in my writings. Suddenly, it took over, and we start our graph with matter being completely in charge and wiping out any sensitive elements of thought because of this violence that matter bionds that are fighting for existence and space in this case have caused. So we have now the beginning of the full material control. Thought is there, but subdued and hardly identifiable. Now matter does wear out. There is friction, and these bionds have the tendency to return to the realm. So forces are working against matter. And slowly, when matter declines, thought takes over and begins to have its own little compartment, which gets then bigger and bigger. Finally, all right, So we've had this matter in charge with violence, upheavals. Nothing is arranged, but no one would want to be there. But it has to then submit itself to these controls that eventually will even control it. So the line goes down and thought is advancing comparably, but slowly. Now, I believe the lines have met eons ago when forms of life in the ocean and on the land were in a situation where they could exist without being smothered or squashed. And then they came, advanced into the animal form, and now, hallelujah, it's mankind is here showing the finest parts of thought possible. So our line is now a little advanced on the thought side. We are gaining abilities as humans from that. We are about 15 to 20% on the goodness of the thought balance. So we know a lot, but there's a lot we don't know. And it will be not necessarily an increase of what we know, because change is always there and brings on new things that we can only think about if we use our philosophical analysis to kind of imagine what is happening beyond our control. And everything is beyond our control. We're taking a ride through the universe, and of course these lines continue. Where they meet, we know is close to our situation and is tangible. Where they go on, and we're far from that, is now in the realm of speculation, but philosophical speculation, not imaginative. It has to have its connections and balance. So, where we are, and it's a wonderful thing, but much is ahead.